On this episode of the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica, it's the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, and the days are as long as they can get. So to celebrate, we're talking about the fictional musicians with the longest band names. Yes, our podcasts are long, but this one will be long in name only. This is the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica. Welcome to the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica. I'm Charles. There's Alan.
Long.
And there's T-Mike.
Hello, greetings, and felicitations, salutations,
And
even.
we're
welcome.
we're going to look at fake bands with ridiculously long band names. Some of these are just insane. Maybe there's a reason for them. But before
It's funny.
maybe.
Yeah.
Some of them are deadly serious, though. But before we celebrate the bands that are extensively monikered, do we have any news to report? Any emails, T-Mike?
Yeah, we got one email.
Oh, we do? Okay,
yeah. Remember when we did our merch show?
Yeah.
And we talked to Mario Di Giorgio.
Yeah. Syrup
Graphics, yeah. So anyway,
Mockbandtees.com,
syrup
right?
graphics. I believe he said syrup graphics.
Right, Syrup Graphics. He responded, it says, got your book, because we mailed him a free book for being on the show. I can't wait to dive in. First page I turned to was Nick Rivers, and I just slapped my forehead. Of course! Really impressive work at first glance. Very ambitiously cool project. I wish I knew Fred Armisen so I could pass it on.
Oh, wow.
Keep it up, guys, and I'll do my little part to get it out into the world. Adios, Mario. Thanks, Mario.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great having you on the show.
We have a lot, well, not Charles, but T-Mike and I have a lot of time to going through all the mock bands that he has, which are not actually on the site right now. I actually have this on my to-do list. Of
Yes,
like
you
sitting
guys
there.
have a backlog of work here.
It's always a huge to-do list.
Yeah,
Every episode feels like a to-do list.
It is nice. I found a Bill Hader one. I'm like, I should probably put this in. We'd already put it in, and I looked in the history. I'd put it in. I was like, damn it! I don't.
You're not even remember what you did
doing this. Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when you have currently 8,464 entries.
Oh, we
on the
have a good
website.
chance of getting to 9,000.
Wow,
By the end of the year, yeah.
That was our goal, right?
That was my prediction.
Oh, prediction. Okay.
I think we got a good shot at it.
All right, we'll get to work, guys.
So, quick question. That means it's winter solstice for our friends in the South,
That's right.
So it's extra long hours to listen to podcasts.
That's true.
Down in Australia, or possibly to enter in things in our wiki if you want to do that.
We do have something for the Southern Hemisphere later on.
That's
after
right.
the break. I do want to talk about that Huntrix and K-Pop Demon Hunters has finally fallen off the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it took Drake releasing 3 albums at the same time.
Wow, what?
He's kind of like a Drano is what he was.
Man, that's
Draco.
even-
He just kind of like
I
cleared
thought,
out half of Billboard.
I thought Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 was a big deal, but wow.
Yeah, 3
albums.
different albums, and he had 42 of the Hot 100.
Wow.
And so a lot of songs that were just hanging around, gone.
The charts are crazy now. Just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but it was a nice run.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any fake bands going on in the Hot 100 right now. So
I would be surprised.
we'll have to wait and see what comes our way.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this collection of fake bands. What they all have in common is an obnoxiously long band name. We plan on organizing the show from the smallest longest to the largest longest name.
Right.
Well, I thought we were going shortest longest to longest.
The smallest longest to largest
Littlest
longest.
longest.
Oh, way off, Alan. Well, why don't we let the
Petitest?
bands explain the
Let the
concept,
bands-
shall we?
All right.
What's our first band?
We're going to go with Prime Cut, Miggity Mo, Mac Daddy, Jizzabang, Doggy Dog, who is a 8 words and 47 characters that are dear to my heart because
Not counting spaces.
Not counting spaces.
Just to be clear, we're counting the words, we're counting the characters, but not the blank space.
And we organize this by characters.
Length.
Yeah,
Character length, but
So-
without space.
without spaces. So
Not words.
So that actually has quite a few words, but some of the ones have fewer words, but there is like more
Longer
characters.
words.
Right.
Yeah.
bigger characters,
Big, like capital letters.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a little taste of what's to come when we do our Adult Swim show.
Is this another show we promised to never do?
That reminds me. We got to do that A Star is Born show.
Yep, in Nashville.
The movie or the TV show?
No, guys. I'm actually writing the Adult Swim one. It actually will come out soon-ish.
Okay.
That was always the joke in like Apple fandom about like the next revision of something was coming soon, TM. But it is, in fact, it is coming soon. I'm actually working on it, which is
awesome.
Good.
Because I love the early Adult Swim shows, and this is actually we may actually. To celebrate, we may actually be trying to get a guest appearance by someone who voiced fake musicians.
Oh man, that would be so awesome if we could.
Yeah, so we're working on it, but stay tuned, or I guess keep this in your subscription podcast. Or
I almost wrote "stay tuned" later on in the script, and I was like, "Do people stay tuned?
I don't
Is
know
that what they do anymore? I don't even know how it works anymore."
I mean, I think "stay tuned" is kind of like the save icon, where I actually had a student ask me what that icon was, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a floppy disk,
old school floppy."
I did hold up a phone to my head to tell somebody to call me, and I was like, "They don't know what I'm doing."
Oh yeah, kids today hold it sideways. They do actually.
Instead of the thumb and the pinky, they do the thumb and the pinky thing.
No. Well, younger kids do like a flat hand against their face. It's really wild. Yeah, it's really wild to see it. Anyway,
old men.
So this is, speaking of old men, this is from the Brack show of 2000 and 2003, which I loved. It was a spinoff of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was one of the earliest Adult Swim shows. And so,
right, isn't that what it was? Wasn't Space Ghost kind of the one that set the whole Adult Swim?
It did. Basically, whatever became William Street was they had a bunch of like young kids out of college, and I can think of some of the art schools around Emory, and they were like, "Hey, Hanna-Barbera has all this IP. Let's do something with it." And so
they just ransacked these really old, poorly animated 60s shows and completely revamped them.
We'll talk more about that when we get to the show, but the Brack show was a spin-off starring Brack, who was a character from the Space Ghost cartoon, the Alex Toth cartoon from the original in the 60s.
Right, yeah. And he was like a bad guy.
The reboot, he was kind of just an idiot. He's voiced by Andy Merrill. He has a kind of voice and a goofy voice.
Oh, so it is really a great voice, I think.
There's a ton of music because it's a sitcom parody. So he's like a kid living at home with his mom and dad and his brother who disappears at some point. And then Zorak is kind of like the Eddie Haskell, or like kind of the mean. I don't know. What is there? Is there a modern version of Eddie Haskell, like the kind of mean?
Urkel was kind of the neighbor kid who was like next door.
Yeah, but he wasn't like mean. He was like nice.
Yeah, he was just
Eddie Haskell wasn't necessarily mean.
Oh well,
he was just rascally.
Well, he was always mean to to Beaver and.
Well, he was a twerp.
Yeah,
he wasn't mean to Wally. They were buds, but Beav was a twerp.
Anyway,
why can't we get interest from the young kids? Anyway,
I don't know.
So in the show, there's a lot of songs, and Brack would kind of sing in like impromptu little songs. So it's funny, it's worth watching.
Right.
But in this episode, we're going to talk about. There's actually a bunch of fake bands in this one, but we are going to mainly talk about Prime Cut. And Prime Cut, well, I'll let him tell you.
Hey man, check this out. I'm Prime Cut. Mickey Mo, I'm Mac Daddy. What's up? I said a jizz a bang, boom, boom, boom. Diggity dog, I said a dog, a diggity dog. Fall to your knees, bleed deep, and watch the reaper read. Forget chilling out, you really need to deep freeze. The only way the mic changes that you covered it with steak. It's time to say goodbye, cause you're clearly a weak and sick. Back up next time, bud, cause you're better off dead. Let's call the curtains like whatever the hell's on your head. Can't wait to see the look on your lipless face when I rap your punk ass right out of this place. My name is Prime Cut. You ain't got no crown. You gonna lose big time. No MC has ever survived. Going up against Prime.
Yes, that is not only a rapper intro, it's also a diss of the opponent, Brack. And it includes a reference to the Weakest Link.
Oh, the old game show, yeah.
Yeah, it really proves this is from the early 2000s. So I mentioned that to someone recently, that show, and they were like, yeah, I have no memory of that show.
Really? I just assumed that they were still doing it somewhere.
I mean,
I think it is still
You Are the Weakest Link was like a meme-worthy catchphrase for a while, yeah.
We said it to you a lot.
Anyway, this
like about this podcast. We say it to you sometimes.
This was, in fact, in the early 2000s. It was November 3, 2002. Brack Street Men in the Band, which again, another old reference there. So as you might have noticed, that voice probably sounded a little familiar. That was CeeLo Green. That was,
Okay.
yeah. He'd already had a lot of success with the Goody Mob, so he was fairly well known, but they had more or less imploded, and he'd put out a couple solo albums that had gone like nowhere, even though they were fairly well reviewed, but they just had no, like, I think he got dropped by Arista Records, and he hadn't started Gnarls Barkley yet. So he's kind of just like farting around Atlanta, and he was actually in a bunch of different stuff. He did voices for Adult Swim sometimes. And so Prime Cut was a 3-legged egg-shaped alien who wore green sneakers, high-top sneakers, and like a weird green striped Dr. Seuss kind of raver hat. That was
very 90s.
And he had these tentacles with mouths on them. So he had like his main mouth, and he had 8 other ones that also could do backup vocals.
Oh man, that's a real bonus when you're a singer.
Yeah, I think so.
Rapper, whatever.
That's really the only time we hear him. But he's definitely a visual thing and kind of a fun one to start off with.
Well, I have little bitty Bilbo Abernathy Nathan Allen Quincy Jones, not to be confused with the real musician and music producer Quincy Jones.
Which I know some of you probably did.
Yeah. Anyway, this Jones is from the very obscure 1963 novelty song of the same title, or the same name, by Sheb Woolley, who is
Purple People Eater.
There you go. Very well known for that was a huge #1 hit for him in 1958.
He had the Purple People Eater, and he's like, such a big hit, I'm going to come back with little bitty Bilbo Abernathy Nathan Allen Quincy Jones.
Right. And actually, Purple People Eater also counts as a fake band.
Oh, is it?
Well,
he plays the
does that make it on the list? Because he's a one-eyed,
one-horned flying Purple People Eater, but he wants to join a rockin' band when he's on
Was it too short to make our list?
No, well, yeah. Purple People Eater is too short.
But I thought you had the one-eyed, one-horned as well.
Oh, no, he's just Purple People Eater. Or that's actually more just of a description. I don't think he actually gets a name in the song. But for our purposes, Purple People Eater, yeah. Anyway, Jones is a small-statured kid who's always being picked on for being small, and he's tired of being the shortest kid with the longest name, so he learns to play guitar, and it becomes a star.
Bilbo got a big hit record, and it brought him fame. All the kids that used to tease him are proud to know his name. Record hops and TV shows, Bilbo played them all. Now the girls all hang around, the short ones and the tall. They're in love with little bitty Bilbo Abernathy, Nathan Allen Quincy Jones, little bitty Bilbo Abernathy.
Wow, that's annoying. Okay.
Thanks for giving us that one.
Moving on.
Next up, Dr. Fionke's 100% natural good time family band solution.
All right, I got to ask, is the umlaut over the U in Funke, does that count as an extra character?
No, it's
no. Okay, all right.
No, it's
connected to the
an
U.
accent.
Right.
All right.
So I love this one because, and this is from Arrested Development, Best Man for the Job, which is the 19th episode of season 1, April 4, 2004, which is probably when around the time, I think it was around the time when Charles had said, you got to watch this show.
It's a great show.
It was really good.
It really was. It's very well constructed.
It was hard finding it sometimes.
Yeah, they moved it around a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
I got it on DVD. You want to borrow it?
Well, no, I mean, it's easier to find. It's like,
Oh, yeah,
it's on
yeah,
Netflix.
it's on like 8 different streaming services now.
That was a really lame brag on my part.
So
that was a brag.
Whoa.
All right, it's just a lame thing to say.
Our standards for bragging have really dropped. Anywho, I have a DVDs. Oh.
Well, I have a DVD player.
I have a DVD case.
The three of us together are unstoppable.
Anyway, the band was a drug-promoting family folk trio formed in the 1990s.
Not drug promoting like that, Alan.
No. Like
medicine.
Yeah,
right.
meds promoting.
The 60s, we had plenty of drug promoting bands in the 1960s.
This is the 90s, though.
It's the 90s.
It features Tobias Funke, David Cross on vocals, and you may know him as the world's first analrapist.
Oh, yes.
Yes, analyst and therapist. Lindsay Booth Funke, which played by Portia de Rossi. She's vocals and auto harp, and
that's his wife.
That's his wife, and it was a very much a evoked the Mitch and Mickey.
It
thing
did,
from,
it really did from Mighty Wind.
Yeah. And then the third member was Maybe Funke, played by Alia Shawkat, their daughter, and she did the spoken word side effect descriptions.
Right.
So here's a sample of their song Xanotab.
Happy kind of life, and it's even just a little bit better with the Xanotab. Xenotide may cause dry mouth, hair loss, an overly alert feeling, and in some cases may diminish your sex drive.
Xenotide.
It's just a means for selling supplements and for medicine. So the group was underwritten by the Natural Life Food Company, a division of ChemGrow, an Alan Crane acquisition, and part of the Squim Group. Their motto was, "We keep you alive." That's actually right out of Ron Howard's narration. Along with Xanotab, they also promoted Temosil, which was a now banned nutritional supplement that promoted feelings of teamwork and decreased sex drive, reduced short-term memory, and caused sleepiness. So, and they also promoted Euphorazine, which causes delayed irritability.
That's not bad. You can save it all for the end of the day.
What? TMI, stop! They actually recorded, what it made me laugh is I was looking for another sample, and they recorded a fuller version, like an actual version of it, of Temosil for the official soundtrack.
Oh, they did.
Awesome.
So this is different than what's in the show.
There's no I in Temosil, at least not where you'd think. So together let us make a choice, and for once we'll be in sync. Temosil,
Thought I didn't know you well.
Temosil,
Now I think we really gel.
Temosil,
Temosil may decrease your sex drive.
Temosil. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, friend.
That's wild.
Yay.
We should mention that George Michael Bluth, Michael Cera, who of course was in
Scott Pilgrim movie.
The Scott Pilgrim movie. He wanted to be in this band because he played woodblock and because he had such good rhythm.
Yes, perfect rhythm.
Perfect rhythm. But then they never wanted him in there, and they kept getting saying, "What is that noise?" So
Right.
it's a great. The episodes with that one in are very fun.
Yeah.
I'll go with the next one, which is a very small, kind of a throwaway one, but it's like a size of the name is inversely proportional to the importance of this band. But
It seems to be a theme in this list, actually.
Yeah. Midget Assassin and the This Doesn't Concern You Orchestra, which is 9 words and 50 characters. So the Midget Assassin is a recurring minor character on American Dad, which is an animated show, Seth MacFarlane show.
Oh, yeah.
He generally is just like the punchline of like a joke, and he's on for like these throwaway visual jokes. So he's on for like maybe at most 15 seconds.
Right.
And this one's about the same. It's a not incredibly short thing. His fake band one, not any different. In the Phantom of the Telethon episode of American Dad from November 30th of 2008, Stan, who's also voiced by Seth MacFarlane, is hosting a telethon because the CIA needs to raise money to do more disruption of other countries' government. And so the Midget Assassin is the conductor of the 6-member orchestra, which is a kind of tiny orchestra also.
Okay.
Appropriate for...
And we never really hear them play. There's production music, but we never actually see them playing.
Okay.
Next up, another novelty song.
Yay!
Yay. All right. Snellville Municipal Consolidated Junior High School Band. 7 words, 51 characters.
Ooh.
And this is a parody of crappy high school marching bands from the song Julius Played the Trumpet from novelty song man Ray Stevens.
You love Ray Stevens.
I should, but I don't. It's from his 1962 album, 1,837 Seconds of Humor.
I doubt that title.
I'm assuming the album is much longer.
All right, so in the
52 albums long.
All right, the song has a spoken intro. We're going to skip her, which introduces the band's director, the German immigrant Mr. Schicklgrubenheimen, which is a reference to Hitler's father, whose birth name was Schicklgruber, and he later changed it to Hitler.
It also has like the word Hyman in there, which is funny in the 60s.
And these are references that everybody got, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in the song, they rehearse, and it's halftime at the big game. So now the band is marching and playing, and of course the song names Julius on the trumpet. But we also get a few other named members, and they're up to something.
And Cecil played the cymbals, Melvin played the trombone, and Julius played the trumpet in Snellville Municipal Consolidated Junior High School Band.
Oh, those rascals. They started playing Dixieland jazz style.
I didn't see it coming. Not at all.
This is a marching band, much to the irritation
Oh,
of
my Lord.
Schickel Grubenheimen. He forces them back to play normally and put a pin in Ray Stevens, not just because they don't like him, but because we're going to come back to him.
Okay, if you insist.
I mean, he has his own category in the Rocklopedia website for no reason.
Yeah, this is going to be your show to write.
I'm not doing it. We're not doing Ray. That's why I'm doing Ray Stevens tonight, so I don't have to do a Ray Stevens show.
We've been planning a larger Kids in the Hall episode.
We got a lot of plans, people.
Right,
So many plans.
and we will get there eventually, but for this show, we have to mention Rod Torfelson's Armada featuring Herman Menderchuk and the Dudettes. That's 9 words, 59 characters. The band has had many permutations of its name, but we're going with the longest version.
Right. Usually they're just Armada or...
Well, yeah, that's how it started. It started as Armada. Our hero of the sketches, the driving force of the band Armada, is an unnamed guitarist and lead singer who writes all the songs and arrives already eaten. That's important. He's already eaten.
Yes.
He's played by Kevin McDonald. He has to deal with the mercurial whims of the drummer, Rob Torfelson, played by Bruce McCulloch, and the bass player, Herman Menderchuk, played by Mark McKinney. Their big hit is Trampoline Girl, but their music is too terrible to play for you now.
Well, all right.
They admit it themselves. The group admits it themselves.
The hit is not the right word there. But.
When we first meet Armada, the guitarist is jamming with Herman, but Rod is nowhere to be found. Rod finally arrives, but with his dad, who is totally impartial and who, because of things like owning a power boat and knowing a little conversational French, he knows a little something about the music business. If this band is ever going to make it, it needs to change its name. Armada is too vague a name. So he suggests Rod Torfelson's Armada, which Rod thinks is a good idea. And totally impartial idea, Father.
Who's the Arch Hall Senior?
This doesn't sit well with Herman, and the rhythm section gets into a heated war of words. Eventually, our hero, who sings and plays lead guitar and writes all the songs and arrives already having eaten, comes up with a compromise to save the band, changing the name to Rod Torfelson's Armada, featuring Herman Menderchuk. They agree and get back to practicing. The next time we meet the band, our guitar hero shows up on time for practice and finds Rod and Herman practicing with a guy named Tony, who's really good on guitar. They think it's a good idea to have an understudy at lead guitar, just in case something tragic happens, like a ferry mishap, or they kick him out of the band.
Right.
That would be tragic.
And in fact, they plan on throwing him out of the band and stealing his songs. But our hero comes up with a compromise. He says he'll give them a salary if they keep him, if they keep with the band, if they keep him on. He'll just take a third job just to handle it, but he'll pay him a salary. They say okay for now, but he owes them. Then they introduce the Dudettes, 2 girls who've just been hanging out and drinking beer in the background. They add the woo-woos to the song. Then the band appears in little snippets in other episodes, practicing mic checks, getting muted by the actual episode, like the show performance, and there's a big mute sign, like the old days. The finale of the show, the whole series actually, has the band meet the rock and roll angel, who's played by Chris Robinson, frontman for the Black Crowes.
Oh yeah.
We see them as old men still practicing as the new Rod Torfelson's Armada, featuring Herman Menderchuk. The angel shows them 30 years into the future. They're older, still exactly the same level they've always been. They bicker until Rod has a massive heart attack and dies. So his last words were, "Don't replace me." Or keep rocking, but don't replace me. When the angel asks what the vision taught them, they keep asking, "Did they make it yet?" Or "Did we make it yet?" Well, Bruce McCulloch, who's Rod Torfelson himself, he talks on his YouTube page about how the Armada skits are actually based on the group dynamic in Kids in the Hall.
This is a thing we did a few times. It never really was that successful. I've never been on the street and someone says, "Oh my God, I love those Armada sketches you do." But we loved it because, of course, we are the worst musicians in the world. And whenever we would do an Armada sketch, they would have to add about half an hour to the schedule because Mark would just be playing the bass and I'd be playing the drums and we didn't know how to play. But the reason we loved the Armada sketches is they aped the relationships in the Kids in the Hall. And one of the things is Kevin writes all the songs but doesn't get all the credit. So that's what we put into the middle of that scene. And also, Kevin is obsessed with, when are we going to start work?
That's really fun.
Yeah.
So now a quick little note for the management. Now that you have a feel for what we're doing, we should mention we've actually talked about a few long name bands already. And weirdly, most of them were from entries I was discussing.
That's because you're so long-winded, Alan.
I resent that, sir. And here is a 9-page rejoinder disproving your scurrilous. Okay. All right. I see. I hear it now. Okay. Instead, I'll just say you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
more
that.
succinct.
Why don't you tell us some of them, the ones that you've done
Anyway,
already?
in earlier shows, we've talked about the artist formerly known as Level 80 Elite Tauren Chieftain, which was 10 words and 52 characters from the World of Warcraft game.
Mm-hmm.
Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Which is a visual gag from American Dad, 7 words and 45 characters. And the Pete Hornberger, Alan Parsons Project.
That's my favorite cover band, I think, in the whole Wikipedia.
A cover band of 7 words and 42 characters from 30 Rock.
Yeah.
One that we have not talked about before, but also is going back to our Adult Swim. Is coming
Don't
up
use
next.
them all up now, Alan.
Well, don't worry, I got a lot of them.
All right.
This is the Black Mountain Scorpion Hoedown Bluegrass Experience Gang. 8 words and 54 characters. This is from the Spirit Journey Formation Anniversary episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force from October 19th, 2003.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that show, that's a weird.
That's a wild show.
That one also came out of Space Ghost. It was they did.
That's right, because they were guests on the show.
Yeah, they were guests. They were promo the Baffler meals, what they called them, and then they named them Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and they kind of were private detectives, but they
were supposed to be like a superhero team, but the gag of the show is they never do anything like that.
Anything.
They just hang around and bicker.
So it's a box of fries named Frylock, and a milkshake, and then Master Shake, and then a small ball of meat wad.
Meat wad, yeah.
So Shake, who is kind of the slacker, but he sees himself as the boss, but he realized that you could make a lot of money because, at the time, the birthday song was still under copyright. And
so you couldn't just use it whenever you wanted.
So he thought he would make a new copyrighted birthday song, or as he put it, the Spirit Journey Formation Anniversary. So the song itself is ridiculous. We'll play it when we get to the Aqua Teen Hunger Force section of our Adult Swim show. The reason we're talking about it now is because he supposedly recorded this song with Zakk Wylde and Geddy Lee, but when it came to perform it on the show, instead that he hired this animatronic banjo-playing giant scorpion duo. So they're giant scorpion animatronics who play banjos.
Okay.
And they were going to back up Zakk Wylde, who voiced himself, playing a washtub bass.
So weird.
So they never actually perform.
No!
Because the Scorpions get into an argument, and that's when they reveal that they both have chest-mounted missiles, and they end up blowing themselves and Zakk Wylde up. A slightly more high-class one comes next with Father Tiernan, Father Rafter, Father Cafferty, and Father Leonard. So this one may not totally count because it's not really clear whether they're just 4 priests jamming together or whether this is their official name. But if it is an official name, we have it in the Rocklopedia. So if it is an official name, they would count for this show because it's 9 words and 57 characters.
Okay.
From one of your favorite shows here, Alan.
I love this show. So it's an all-priest dark wave quartet, and they play a keyboard and synth drum song in the Think Fast Father Ted episode of the British sitcom Father Ted, which first aired on the 15th of March, 1996.
Is there a way to see Father Ted here in the United States?
On YouTube, it's like
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It pops up on streaming shows. Everything. I have the DVDs, but I did actually have the DVDs. I don't know if I still do, but it's a great show. It's ran from 1995 to 1998. It was a Channel 4 sitcom. It was written by 2 Irish writers, and I know maybe growing up Irish Catholic, there's a lot of the jokes and the way that the priests interact, which are really funny, but it's basically about these 2 priests on Craggy Island, which is the most isolated diocese because they're both screw-ups. And
this is where all the screw-ups get dumped.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And it was created by Arthur Matthews and Graham Linehan. Even though Graham Linehan was involved, you should still watch it. He was before he kind of went over the rails.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, he's just nuts now and anti-trans, awful person. Yeah, so It starred Dermot Morgan as Father Ted, and he was great in it. And Ardal O'Hanlon, who you will recognize, he is been in a million different things. He plays Father Dougal, who's kind of the very simple one. Father Ted is kind of the scheming one, but he's still like a priest, so he's still like doing priest stuff. But Morgan sadly died the day after wrapping up season 3. He's only 45. He had a massive heart attack and died. Yeah, so they were going to make a 4th season, but they and I think they actually did a spinoff of a musical, but they never really did anything with it.
It's like the main character of the show.
Yeah, so it's hard. Yeah. So this happens in episode 2 of season 2, or episode 2 of series 2, if you want to be highbrow and British.
Okay.
So the main characters of Ted and Dougal, they get a car. They're trying to replace their roof, which has a leak in it. So the bishop gives them a 1985 car to raffle off.
Okay.
And they see like a little dent, and so in hammering out the dent, they manage to completely total the car. So they end up getting another car from some kind of sketchy means, and they run a fake raffle that they know that they can win, so that they can keep the car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. A couple of priests and their fake raffle.
Yes.
Fixed.
So I mean, they actually will appear. We will actually may have to do a Father Ted show or like maybe a Irish show, maybe our next Irish show, because there's some other fake bands in the show as well.
Yeah.
In this episode, for the fake raffle, they actually hire a DJ priest, Father Billy O'Dwyer, aka the Spin Master, as DJ.
Okay, so now we got the Spin Master,
and he has like a table with like Spin Master and everything. So there's actually 2 fake bands this episode. Except that he has his amps and he has his turntables and his microphone and everything except for the records. So
wait, what?
He forgot the record.
Oh, he forgot.
So the only record he has is the Specials Ghost Town, which is so he just plays it over and over again. And if you know the song, it's not like a floor filler. It's a great song, but it's not something people dance to. So to stall, they end up having Father Tiernan et al. Play, and they sound like this. And if you could hear it behind the damn laugh track.
Yes, laugh tracks.
This is like the dying era of laugh tracks, I think. They were so aggressive in this show, but I would kill for a non-laugh track version of the show because I think it would work better, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about George Carlin now, one of the most influential comedians in history. His performances are more like a warning to the world than a stand-up routine, but he never fails to entertain. His work is one of the few examples where somebody actually makes you laugh and makes you think. Our good friend Jason Torchinsky actually opened for George Carlin at his show at the University of North Carolina back on April 22nd, 1993.
That's right.
Wow, you hunted that down.
Yeah, he was one of 3 students that got to perform before George Carlin's set. Jason was joined by Brian Tucker, who currently writes for Saturday Night Live, who was co-head writer for a while.
That's right, yeah.
Tucker was in a comedy group Selected Hilarity with the 3rd performer, Scott Brown, who is currently residing in the Where Are They Now file. Spinal Tap reference.
Yes, very nice.
The review of the show mentions Jason's wild ringlets. Do you guys remember those?
Oh, wow.
He used to have a lot of hair.
Like Goldilocks. He could stick a pencil in there and it would just stay in the ringlet.
He'd have these wild, and it would be down past his shoulders. It was crazy. Crazy man.
Magnificent.
There was a joke of his that made it into the review. On the front page of the Daily Tar Heel, I learned on TV that menstrual fluid and baby urine are the same blue liquid. So I quit buying Windex.
That's not bad.
Classic Torchinsky right there.
Absolutely.
Back to George Carlin, though. He's famously known for his routine 7 words you can never say on television, which are and
hey, can you say that on podcasts?
Although I'm pretty sure I've heard and on network TV, so maybe times have changed.
Well, definitely.
I know nowadays with streaming services and cable TV, there are now places where you can say and on TV. And this is a podcast, so I know that we could decide if we could freely say and dude, I mean, you guys, every time you come here for the podcast, you go in my bathroom constantly.
Hey,
and Father's Day was yesterday. We're all fathers, so technically we're all.
Well,
so that can't be a bad thing.
You got
right?
me on that one. You got me that one.
George Carlin started his career as a 19-year-old top 40 DJ, so it's no surprise that he would mine the world of radio for comedy gold. In his 1967 album Takeoffs and Put-Ons, he presented the radio station WINO, Wino Radio, and the DJ Willie West. Carlin came back to Wino on his 1972 album FM and AM with Son of Wino. In Son of Wino, Willie West has been replaced by Scott Lame. And this sketch actually gives us our next two bands.
Two bands?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one is the 60 letters without spaces supergroup Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, Merrill, Lynch, Pierce, Sacco, and Vanzetti. Their song, The Ever-Present Footprints Cross the Shadows on the Carpets of the Hallways of the Memories of Your Mind, just moved up 4 spaces from number 9 to number 5.
Definitely also one of the top longest fake song names there, too.
The next band he talks about on the Scott Lame Show on Wino Radio is even longer in word count, 10 words, only 53 letters, though. The Red, White, and Blue Electric Outdoor Protestant Blues Band.
Nice.
Here's their song, Jenny, which was a golden oldie from the summer of 1969.
3 years earlier.
A golden flashback from the summer of 69, before you were born, remember, kids? Here they are, the Red, White, and Blue Electric Outdoor Protestant Blues Band. Jenny. Do, do, do. Wee-oo. Wee-oo. Wee-oo, 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 wee-oo. Bumble, bumble, dedo, do, dedo, do, bumble, bumble, dedo, do, dedo, do, blip, 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 blip. Jenny.
The song Jenny was actually performed on the wonderful Wino sketch, but there was no band attached to it the first time. But on that routine, it was supposedly as early as 1966, that song. So this version, I'm assuming, has to be a cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, by the Red,
sense.
White, and Blue Electric Outdoor Protestant Blues Band. Now, according to the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica, located at fakebands.com, their name is a parody of real band 5-Man Electrical Band, known for their hit single Signs.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if that's true or not because there wasn't any documentation there. And I clicked the little link next to it, which sent it to the Wikipedia page for that band.
Right.
No mention of George Carlin. So I'm like, oh, I need to research this to see if this is real. I go to Claude, which is the AI I like to use, and I used its AI powers and said, hey, tell me if this fact is true. Did this band, the Red, White, and Blue Electric Outdoor Protestant Blues Band, named, it's a parody of 5-Man Electric Band. And Claude comes back and says, oh, yes, it's absolutely true because the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica says it's true.
I pulled that out of my ass. I just assumed it's kind of the same. It's got to be.
Oh,
right?
So you just made it up.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
You were not even sure.
And by now I'm the authority. So what I make up stays.
Well, that's AI was like, oh, fake. It's about a fake band. Go to the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica. That's where it is. And I'm like,
right, man.
Well, I guess if it's there,
You're
it's
the
true.
Authority. We know.
So I'm not fact checking anything again. It's there.
Rob and I have been fighting this damn bots for so long. I also got some benefit out of them.
Yeah.
Our next one at 62 characters and 9 words is Schwegman Heyman Kvelkman Blues Band featuring Little Danny Schindler. All right, so Little Danny Schindler was a harmonica player who was briefly in Spinal Tap.
What?
Ooh.
Woo! Yes, in the tumultuous years of the band's history of 1965 to 1966, when the band was undergoing a series of rapid personnel changes.
Okay.
This was not in any of the movies or TV appearances, but see, what happened was almost every time the band was interviewed in character, they would drop some bits of band lore that they had come up with, or make stuff up on the spot. And slavering fans like me and Chip Rowe, author of Spinal Tap A to Z, we slaver over them. And this tidbit comes from the band's May 30th.
Slavering?
Slavering? Is it slaver? I thought it was. Oh, I guess a slaver would be a slaver who sells slaves.
I think slavering. I think
let's go with slobbering.
Slobbering. There you go.
Slobbering fan. I'm a slobbering fan. You guys know that.
How about just loser? Loser fan?
No, it doesn't. No, not enough. Not the syllables. It's scansion. It's called scansion now.
Sorry, Chip. I didn't mean to lump you in.
Anyway, this tidbit comes to the band's May 30th, 1996 chat on America Online.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 years ago on America Online.
So Schindler couldn't sing, but He did. That's probably why they got rid of him. After he left Spinal Tap, he formed the band, the Schwegman Heyman Kvelkman Blues Band, featuring Lil Danny Schindler. After Schindler left that band, Schwegman, Heyman, and Kvelkman signed with CPR Records as the band Talmud. And after that, Schindler actually became a big record executive, little Daniel Schindler, to show people he's serious now.
That's fun.
Okay, you've heard a lot of long band names already, but after the break, we go longer, including one that's something completely different. This is the Rockpedia Fake Bandica. Okay, we're back, and we realize that while here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're having longer days, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's the shortest day of the year. So for Dan from Australia, and the others of you that are starting winter now, here's a quick list of some of the shortest fake bands we could find.
That's right. For our first short band name, we have ampersand. Not the word ampersand, because that's too long, but the actual character of an ampersand. That's it. This is an indie band playing the Woodstick Festival in Gravity Falls, Oregon, in the Love God episode of November 26, 2014 of the animated Disney Channel TV series Gravity Falls. Unseen, their name only is shown in a big list of bands that are performing at the festival. The ampersand or ampersand shouldn't be confused with Ampersandra, which is a different fake singer from a different episode.
I know you were thinking
the same
that
show. I have never seen this show. I know nothing about Gravity Falls.
All right, our next one is C, the letter C. C is from the 2017 supernatural drama film A Ghost Story. This is the only designation this character is given is C.
Right.
He's a musician, keyboardist, protagonist, and ghost, played by Casey Affleck. We only see him alive briefly before he dies and turns into a sheet-wearing ghost.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of the others.
Yeah, he literally is a
you don't know that
sheet-wearing
they're
ghost.
ghosts, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they just look normal, and then no, he's actually is wearing like a sheet.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's
comical in a
hilarious.
way. So he haunts his old house and his wife, M, played by Rooney Mara. And there's a scene where she listens to his song, remembering the first time he played it for her. And the song is actually I Get Overwhelmed by real band Dark Rooms.
Too much. All the awful dreams felt real enough. Did you know that she waking up? Did she die in the night? Leave you alone.
All right, next one, K. The letter K, not
That's like a theme.
K-A-Y. Anyway, Kay is an aspiring grime EDM musician. His real name is Kenneth Fletcher. He's played by Adam Deacon in the 2011 British coming-of-age / crime / comedy / film Another Hood. Deacon also directed and co-wrote the film, which loosely parodies the style of other films Kidulthood and Adulthood, which he also appeared in. And Kay wants to be a tough, street-smart gangsta, but he's not, and nobody's buying his self-produced CD, Feel the Pain. This next one I think is my favorite, shortest one here. R. The letter R.
Okay.
I love this one. So, all right. Real 1800s composer Richard Wagner, famous for his Ring of the Nibelungen operas, also wrote fiction, including the 1840 Musiknovelle Eine Pilgerfahrt zu Beethoven, which means a pilgrimage to Beethoven. This is basically Beethoven fan fiction.
Weird.
Beethoven died when Wagner was 14, in case you're wondering. But it gets even better because Beethoven has long talks with R, who is Wagner's self-insert Mary Sue character.
Do we need to explain what a Mary Sue character is?
Yes.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know what it is.
Basically, Mary Sue character is like in fan fiction, it's like a person who is such an obvious stand-in for the author, and they're perfect and wonderful, and nothing, they can't do no wrong because they're, written so heroically and egotistically from the author's point of view.
I'm learning all this new stuff about fan fiction.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Anyway, so R is a German composer. He's a huge Beethoven admirer, of course, and he and Beethoven, well, they have these big, long, oh so deep, meaningful talks about the importance of not selling out and being true to your art, et cetera, et cetera. You can probably find them on AO3. I don't know.
What's AO3?
Archive of Our Own.
It's a fan fiction.
It's basically all fan fiction website. I'm joking. Anyway, so R tragically...
You need to go outside sometimes.
R later tragically passes away of consumption, tuberculosis, in a sequel short story, Das Ende zu Paris, The End in Paris, from 1841. And he also appears briefly in a flashback in a third story, Ein glücklicher Abend, A Happy Evening, also from 1841.
So, he was really invested in this like one-lettered character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At 18 words, at 74 characters, Ray Stevens returns!
Hooray!
We have this band from the novelty song Ned Nostril, parenthesis, and he's South Seas Paradise, Put Your Blues on Ice, cheap at twice the price band, Icky, Icky, Ucky, Ucky, in parenthesis.
What?
The band is Ned Nostril and the South Seas Paradise, Put Your Blues on Ice, cheap at twice the price band. One of the few times the song title is actually longer than the band name that we're talking about here.
Icky, Icky, Ucky, Ucky? Why was that in there?
Okay, I'll explain. It's because Hawaii. Okay, so this...
Let's be racist to Hawaiians. I get it now.
The song is off his 1984 album, He Thinks He's Ray Stevens. The album...
He thinks he's Ray Stevens.
The album actually went to number 3 on the U.S. country album charts on the strength of the single Mississippi Squirrel Revival, which went to number 20 on the U.S. country charts. This song did not
That's
chart.
all real.
Yeah, this song did not chart. So Ned Nostril, our title character protagonist, he was born with an overly large nose. Talk about nominative determinism, folks. You know, the Nostril family, it's sad. Anyway, his nose is so big, he can't play sports in school, so he decides instead he's going to start a band with his very supportive friends.
Well, how can he not play sports because his nose is big? Did the song discuss that?
It does, yes. On football, the other team would try to grab his nose and kick it, and because they thought it was the football. And then on the basketball, he was get whistled at for double dribbling. And anyway,
yeah, but with races, he's done before everybody else.
That's true. He'd win by a nose. So his nose, though, in the band, his nose is so big he can't reach all the chords on the guitar. He can't see the piano keyboard properly. He can't get horns up to his mouth. But Ned has figured out how to turn his nose into a positive and also get a new sound.
Couldn't he play like a saxophone?
Alan, don't argue with the song. Stop arguing.
It kind of goes down, and that's like the whole point of it.
No. Anyway, the weird thing to me is that the song is sung in the style of Johnny Cash, but Ned and his band have a Hawaiian sound. So that's the icky, icky, yucky, yucky part of the song is the Hawaiian noises.
I suggest not listening to this song. I don't even want to start it.
I think we should move on to a band of 11 words and 75 characters. That is the Modoc Family Band, featuring the Modoc family and introducing Modoc.
Who's in this band?
It is from the We're Blood Thicker Than Robot Juice, the 8th episode of the stop motion animated Hulu series Marvel's Modoc, or just called Modoc, from 2021. And this is what they sound like.
Sunshine on my jewel and I'm feeling happy. My family thinks I'm cool, they just love them happy.
So it's a very happy little song, which is kind of belied by the fact that Modoc is a creature of his head has been so distortedly huge that his body is like this tiny little thing, and he has to like fly around in this floating chair because
his body can't support the head.
Can't support his weight of his head. Yeah. So this is a stop motion show. It's very much in the vein of a Robot Chicken, and it's created by Patton Oswalt and Jordan Blum. And they preceded by a Modoc Head Games comic book limited series. It was part of this whole push that Marvel TV was doing. It's called The Offenders, and it was basically animated shows that were similar to like the Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones ones on Netflix that ended up being The Defenders. So they were getting fairly good reviews with that, except for Iron Fist. And then so that we're going to do an animated one with Modoc, Tigra and Dazzler, Hit Monkey, and Howard the Duck. So these are all like
Howard
sea level characters.
But these
from
were
Marvel.
like real comic book characters. MODOK was really in a comic book.
Really a comic book character, yeah.
They're really like revamping them and it's a funny
So they weren't created for this show.
No, these were all pre-existing, just like the Daredevil thing, the Iron Fist. They're all pre-existing characters they were going to put into a new medium.
Okay.
So they finished the MODOK and Hit Monkey shows. Hit Monkey is basically about a Japanese snow monkey that learns to be an assassin. They got made, and then Marvel TV got folded into Marvel Studios, and Kevin Feige, who was like the head of it, was like, no, we don't want to do this anymore. You know?
Okay.
So he zapped the whole Avengers thing. So MODOK, he does date back to the comics. He was co-created. I believe Stan Lee was involved in it, but he's the mental or mobile or mechanized, depending on when they are doing it, organism designed only for killing.
Oh, really?
So he was
one of the better acronyms.
Yeah, he was a lower level dude like named George Tarleton, but the Advanced Idea Mechanics, which is like a kind of evil think tank in that world, they used a little bit of the cosmic cube, which is this kind of science thing they invented to expand his mind, and he became this supervillain.
Yeah. He first appeared all the way back in 1967.
Yeah, he's a very old character, but he can't really get past the goofiness of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jack Kirby did the drawing for the original art, and he pulls it off, but
it's still stupid looking.
It's still a little
very stupid looking. I mean, I think as a former comic book reader, it was always like that was like I feel like that was in a lot of like Fantastic Four and Iron Man, which I didn't really read, and it was kind of like, this is a little goofy.
Okay, so he was a cut rate comic book character that fell by the wayside, and they decided to make something funny.
They actually ended up using a variation of it. If you ever saw, if you were like one of the 4 people who saw the second Ant-Man movie or the third one, I think the third one with a Quantumania that came out that didn't really do really well. But I
think I saw that one.
Darren Cross, he was Yellow Jacket in the first one, and he went down into the quantum zone, and then he basically turned into MODOK. But it's like a different origin story. So the show keeps with the original origin story. By the way, Advanced Idea Mechanics also created the Super Adaptoid, which was an android who had he could basically take on the superpowers of like the superheroes to fight them. And he's actually
if you have him, you don't need anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. He is actually in this show. He basically plays kind of if you've ever seen American Dad, or he's like the Roger character.
With the disguises,
or like the Brian. You know, he's kind of like the goofy, like kind of he's like a pet or kind of thing. But he's in this show as well. So the show is basically a sitcom parody where MODOK is fired from AIM and he's having a midlife crisis, but he's a supervillain. So his midlife crisis involves supervillainy, and there's a time travel thing where his college-age aspiring supervillain self is plotting against him, and it's very complicated. It's silly, but it's fun. Patton Oswalt voices Matt MODOK.
Little Big Al.
Yeah, that's true.
We referred him as Little Big Al.
There was a point we saw him before one of his shows, like outside, like pacing around, and he was dressed almost exactly like Alan was dressing at the time. And Alan's a big man, and Patton Oswalt's not a big man.
No.
So for the first 3 years, we just called him Little Big Al until he got big enough for us to be like, oh, that's Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, exactly.
We should remember his name.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
funny guy.
So Amy Garcia was played by she plays Jody Ramirez Tarleton. So that's his wife. Ben Schwartz, who's great, of course. He was Jean-Ralphio from Parks and Rec. He plays his son Lou, who he claims that his name stands for lanky organism, undeniably irresistible and syphilitic, even though he doesn't really know what syphilitic means.
Oh, okay.
Everything's a superlative.
Yeah. Melissa Fumero plays Melissa, and she claims that her name is mental entity living to induce seriously sinister anarchy. But then it's revealed that actually she was actually named for Melissa Etheridge. Melissa Fumero actually played Amy Santiago on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's probably what she's most famous for. Yeah. And then John Daly, who's been in a million things, he played the Super Adaptoid. We should mention he also played MC Record Deal on Human Giant and in a couple different short films. And I'm actually researching that right now because we didn't have him in the Rocklepedia.
We did not.
So it's worth mentioning also in this episode, again, that's all the band plays. I mean, it's really like a visual gag and a cutaway kind of tiny little gag. But in this episode, everyone but MODOK in that scene is actually a robotic replacement. So that's a plot by his younger self to replace MODOK's family around him. So that's like doubly fake. So they're like
almost
fake
metafictional here.
people in a fake band.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It just blew my mind, man. We've talked about Saturday Night Live a few times.
Yes.
I know we have to get back to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th decades of the show. I guess technically we're into the 6th decade for the show now. Just sounds like more work.
Hopefully we can finish up before the 7th decade.
Oh, we can hope.
Yeah.
In episode 37 of the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica, all about the 2nd decade of SNL, we mentioned Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Played by Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar were two slacker guys talking about music and babes on their public access show filmed in Wayne's basement in Aurora, Illinois.
That's right.
They became breakout characters of the duo with a ton of sketches on SNL revolving around them, and this led to the feature film Wayne's World in 1992.
It was a fairly successful movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for one based off of Saturday Night Live characters.
We're going to get to that. To hype up the upcoming release of the movie, the characters hosted the Wayne's World MTV special featuring Wayne and Garth. It was a show where Wayne and Garth would comment on popular videos of the time, especially ones with babes.
Yeah.
Swing!
You might remember Van Halen's Pound Cake.
Yes.
It was unfortunately came out after the episode was done. Otherwise, it would have made their top 10 list, they said. But it's an honorary mention.
And this was when Wayne had braces and Garth had that kind of like a pompadour, and they were like almost
You're
animated.
thinking of Beavis and Butthead.
Okay, yeah, it's a very similar theme. Yeah. Very
Similar theme, yes. They had a segment called Hello, where they made fun of confusing or artistic videos like Losing My Religion by R.E.M. or The Unforgiven by Metallica. And then the two grabbed their instruments, and the Wayne's World Band, featuring Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar, as visualized by Wayne and Garth. That is 83 letters without spaces, people.
16 words.
They debuted a song written by Garth called Pain Cave.
Pretty, pretty pain cave. Pain cave. Pretty, pretty pain cave. So pretty, the cave we spoke of. Pretty, pretty pain cave in the pain cave. If it wasn't pretty, we wouldn't call it pretty. Come into my pretty, pretty pain cave. Come into my pretty, pretty pain cave.
It's actually not bad. It gets stuck in my head every so often. This track is off their album, I Hear the Trees Are Crying, produced by Tentpole Records, a subsidiary of Schwing Productions. All of this, the band name and such, is listed at the beginning like MTV videos used to do.
Right, all the
and so it takes up most of the left side of the screen, which I think is another joke that they're throwing in there, yeah. Usually there's not a great track record for movies based on Saturday Night Live characters, with the exception of the Blues Brothers.
And It's Pat.
Well, no, that's the absolute worst one.
Wow.
We talked about Blues Brothers in great detail, but Wayne's World is the biggest box office success of them all. It brought in $183 million on a production budget around $20 million. So that gave us Wayne's World 2, which wasn't as successful, but still, it was like the top 3 of all the Saturday Night Live movies.
And also had the fictional band Crucial Taunt.
The first one did.
Right, the first one.
Yes.
Also, was that Cassandra, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was her band.
So we'll get to that at some point. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So our next up is another novelty song, because I like novelty songs. This one is from 1968. It's sung by Barry Mann and written by him and his wife and longtime songwriting partner, Cynthia Weil. Now, if you know anything about the music biz, Mann and Weil wrote a whole lot of hits in the 1960s and 1970s. They did You've Lost It, Love and Feeling by the Righteous Brothers, on Broadway by the Drifters, Here You Come Again by Dolly, made famous by Dolly Parton.
All classics.
Yeah, actually all classics.
Hot take right there, Alan.
That's right.
All classics.
Mann actually met Weil while they were both working as songwriters for music impresario Don Kirshner, who supplied all the Monkees songs, as we mentioned in our Monkees episode.
Right.
It always comes back to the Monkees.
The Monkees recorded at least 2 Mann Weil songs, Shades of Grey and Love Is Only Sleeping. And Mann was also started off as a singer himself. He had a top 10 U.S. hit in 1961 that he wrote and sung called Who Put the Bomp
Oh, that's a good one.
in the Bompa-Dompa-Domp, which makes fun of doo-wops.
Yeah.
So he's not a stranger to using music to criticize
Did it make
music.
fun of doo-wop or did it celebrate
You gotta
doo-wop?
celebrate it.
Oh, no, it's definitely making fun. He's like basically the whole concept of doo-wop is called into question by the song.
I don't see it that way. I see
Really?
it more of a celebration of
Well,
doo-wop.
everybody's artistic, open to different artistic interpretations. Anyway, in 1968, he has this novelty song called The Young Electric Psychedelic Hippie Flippy Folk and Funky Philosophic Turned on Groovy 12-String Band, 16 words, 88 characters.
That's crazy.
So in the song, they are a popular hippie band with a top 10 hit. Basically, the whole song is basically like a diss track against hippie bands who've got little music ability but lots of opinions.
We're experts on the bomb and the war in Vietnam. Yes, we are. 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 The new morality and police brutality and more. And more, and more, and more. Just pick a subject and we'll take a stand. 'Cause we're the young electric psychedelic hippie hippie folk and funky philosophic turned on groovy 12-string band.
So there he is. He
He does
criticized
have
doo-wop,
a good case.
and now he's criticizing hippie bands.
I can't imagine one longer than that, though.
Oh, but there is, Charles.
What?
Our final entry comes from the legendary sketch comedy troupe Monty Python, a big inspiration, influence definitely on our sketch comedy group, the Van Gogos.
I've never heard of these people. Who are they again?
Liar, pants on fire. So they started off with a BBC TV series called Monty Python's Flying Circus, which ran from 1969 to 1974. Then they branched out into movies, albums, live tours. And this entry comes from their show, from the skit It's the Arts, which aired on November 23rd, 1969.
Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, Liszt, Brahms, Panties, Schumann, Schubert, Mendelssohn, and Bach. Names that will live forever. But there is one composer whose name is never included with the greats. Why is it the world never remembered the name of Johann Gambleputty? De von Ausfern, Splendenschlitt, Krasskrenbon, Friediggedangeldungle, Barstein, von Neckthresher, Appelbanger, Horowitz, Tickelenzig, Grandenodde Speltitel, Grandisch, Grundwuldnahe Speltewasser, Köstlich, Imbel, Eisenbahnwagen, Guten Abend bitte, eine Nürnberger Bratwürstel, gespürt mit 2 Markelube Hunsfurt, Gumbereiber, Schonnendanke, Kalbsfleisch, Mittelraker, von Hauptkopf of Ulm.
Yes, at 50 words, 414 characters without spaces. Our longest name, fake musician or band, is the undeservedly forgotten German Baroque composer Johann Gambleputty. De von Ausfern, Splendenschlitter, Krasskrenbaum, Fried, Digger, Dingle, Dangle, Dongle, Dongle, Bürstein, von Nackerthresher, Appelbank, Horowitz, Tickelenzig, Grandenodde Speltinkel, Grandlich, Kumpelmeier, Speltewasser, Köstlich, Himbleisen, Bahnwagen, Guten aber bitte ein Nürnberger Bratwürstel gespurten mit 2 Nacher Lube, Hunsfurt, Gubbe aber, Schönnedanker, Kalbsfleisch, Mittelaucher von Hauptkopf of Ulm.
Oh, I don't think you can keep saying that whole name over and over again here. I'm warning you. The
right.
show's already going to be too long.
Okay,
You can't keep
right.
saying
I get it. All right. Fortunately for us, Monty Python released 2 books of the show scripts in 1989, which gave us his name fully written out, so we didn't have to listen to that sketch over and over and over and over again, trying to figure out the name.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
Or challenging the auto captioning on
Oh,
YouTube.
Lord,
with that one,
no.
yeah.
Anyway, it also gives the name with the hyphens between all the words to make it easier for talking, whatever. And fortunately, in the skit, we don't learn a lot about Johann from the sketch, only that his wife was named Sarah Sarah. Anyway, Python member John Cleese plays the interviewer who is interviewing Johann's only surviving elderly relative, who passes away at the end of the skit before the entirety of his name can be said. And that's Terry Jones playing Carl Gambleputty, De von Ausfern, Splendenschlitter, Krasskrenbaum, Fried, Digger, Dangle, Dongle, Dongle, Bürstein, von Nackerthresher, Appelbank, Horowitz, Tickelenzig, Grandenodde Speltinkel, Grandlich, Kumpelmeier, Speltewasser, Kürzlich Himbleisen, Bahnwagen, Guten Abend bitte, ein Nürnberger Bratwürstel gespurten mit 2 Macher Lube, Hunsfurt, Gumber, aber Schöndecker, Kalbsfleisch, Mittelaucher von Hauptkopf of Ulm.
Oh, team like this is your last warning.
All right,
You can't keep saying the name.
It's just stealing their gag. Anyway, the name is a mix of real German, fake German, English, and straight up gibberish. And we're going to break it down word by word because I'm a nerd who has delusions of adequacy about remembering his high school German classes.
2,000 years later.
How many words did you say was in this thing? Oh, my God. Okay.
All
right. Johann Gambleputty de.
No. Okay. Well, Johann is John. Gambleputty is gibberish. Is what is called a nobiliary particle, which is a syllable you add into your name that shows you are nobility. And de was used in France, Hungary, Spain, Portugal, and the Romance language half of Switzerland. And sometimes it would be tied to the lands you owned, which followed your name. Like you would be Alan de Greensboro.
Oh, so it's like the Fresh Prince.
Well, if the land was called Fresh Prince, then yes. Anyway.
Or D. Boone from the Minutemen.
There you go.
I have Von.
Well, Von is a German nobiliary particle. So anyway. So that's two nobiliary particles in a row. I don't think that's allowed.
Okay.
Anyway.
Ausfern?
That means outer in German.
Splendid?
That's just gibberish.
Oh, so it doesn't mean gibberish.
No, these are just, I'm just
saying. Nonsense.
Oh, I see. Okay. Schlitter?
That's to skid or be slippery in German.
Krasskrenbahn?
That's gibberish.
Fried?
That's almost a German word for peace, Frieda.
So gibberish.
Gibberish, yeah.
Or
it could be Alan Fried.
German gibberish, yeah.
Digger?
That's English.
Dingle?
That's maybe English, nothing.
Dangle?
English.
Dongle?
English.
Dungle?
No, it's nothing.
Burstein?
That's not anything, but Stein does mean stone.
What are we doing here?
Von?
We did that one.
Knacker?
Actually, in German, that's cracker, but you have to say it knacker. That's how they do KNs.
KNs? Okay, so cracker? Knacker, okay.
Yeah.
Thrasher?
English.
Apple?
English.
Banger?
That's English for a sausage. Or British English.
Horowitz?
That is a last name derived from the town of Horowice in Horowice in the Czech Republic.
Tycho Lenzik?
That's just gibberish.
Brander?
Or that's English. Grander.
Naughty?
English.
Spell tinkle?
That's gibberish.
What are you talking about? That's a perfectly prominent word.
I'm sure people have forgotten what we're actually doing here, right?
Yeah, I think so. Grondlich?
Magnificent German.
Grumblemeyer.
Grumble is English. Meyer is a name that comes from the Middle High German word for manager.
Spelterwasser.
That's sparkling water in German.
Kurzlich.
Curved in German.
Himbelzeisen.
Yeah, that's gibberish, but it's German gibberish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bahnwagen.
Streetcar.
Guten Abend.
Good evening.
Bitte.
Please.
Ein Nürnberger.
A Nürnbergian.
Bratwurstel.
Bratwurst.
Okay. Gerspurten?
All right, Gerspurten is gibberish. Gusperten means prepared or groomed.
You're going to give us other words that aren't in this name.
Mitz?
With
Weimaka?
This refers to the Weimar Republic. This is the German government that preceded the Nazis.
Luber?
Luber is nonsense. Uber, though, is over, which is...
Uber's over? You're all about Lyft now?
Yeah, exactly.
Hundsfoot.
Dog food.
Gumber Aber.
That's gibberish.
Schöner Danker.
Many thanks.
Kalbsfleisch.
That's calf's flesh, veal, i.e. veal.
Mittler.
Mediator.
Aucher.
Means also.
Ooh, this is a different one. Von.
We did that one. We did Von. He's got 3 in nobiliary particles. He's really double, triple dipping here.
Hautkopf.
That's skinhead, actually.
Of Ulm.
Ulm is a real city in the German state of Baden-Württemberg.
And you put it all together and it sounds like...
Oh,
no.
He wasn't even ready for it.
I gotta scroll back up. Johann Gambleputty de von Ausfern.
What if this name was taking place in a cantina on the planet of Tatooine? Charles
That was fantastic. All right, that last one was way too long. I think we used up all the daylight that we were supposed to have today just listening to you. So let's bring this episode to a close. I'm Charles. There's Alan. There's T. Mike.
Bye.
And this has been the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to the Rocklopedia Fake Bandica, a production of the Van Gogh Sketch Comedy Group. The hosts are Alan Benson, T. Mike Childs, and Charles Rempel. Our editors are Alan Benson and Charles Rempel. Please be sure to subscribe to the Rocklopedia on your service of choice so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you, so leave a review or email us at fakefans@vgg.com. And don't forget to visit fakefans.com and the mothership, vgg.com. Thanks for listening.